This is Out of the Garage.
Maybe it should start now.
Yeah, I think it should start
Now?
now.
At this point?
No,
Okay.
now.
Welcome to Out of the Garage podcast.
Thanks.
And, Covfefe, Nate.
Mallory.
Ah.
It's really great to be here.
It's that
I'm
is
already
my new
enjoying
universal universal greeting, and my universal goodbye is Covfefe.
Covfefe? I love it.
It's like aloha. It's really the same thing.
Is that like a
So-
universal sign for like peace amongst people?
Well, obviously, look who it came
Covfefe.
from, right? Isn't that obviously
Sure.
what he meant?
Clearly, yes. What a guy.
Yeah, exactly. So, why don't we just go ahead and jump right into the interview on a scale from 1 to 10, where 10 is so angry, you're just at the verge of violence, and 1 is, barely angry at all. So that's your range. Where would you rank your anger on the withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement?
Oof. I would definitely say violently
You're
angry.
up at 9, 10.
Yeah.
Right at the edge of violence.
Turn it up to 11. We're.
Oh.
I
You
would
would go-
like,
you-
I'd
she
like
broke
to be
the
at
scale.
11. I'm feeling a little
Feel free to cross that line. Just go ahead and cross the line. That's-
excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 11.
Well, we're on the same page.
We'll say
I
11.
Master has insurance on the building, so I mean.
Well, we hope you do.
Well, we're about to find out when
Yeah.
she starts throwing things.
But I'm angry for other reasons. Climate change.
Sure.
Is it
There's a
really
lot of
real?
reasons to be angry.
I
these
thought, it's like I was looking at some statistics today, and it's like 70-some% of the American population thinks that it's a good thing to be involved in, and yet he's just gonna withdraw. Whatever.
I don't think he likes math. Something
No.
tells me he's not very good at it either. So,
Well, Covfefe.
yes,
I mean,
peace
that
to
really-
you too.
It really says it all. Yes, we are here today with Mallory Lennon. I didn't want to.
You good?
Not Melanie.
Not Melanie. No.
very, very
Not Melanie
Mallory.
Lemon either. No.
That'd be. Oh, the lemon's kind of cool.
You could own that
I
one.
feel like that could be my drunk alter ego.
I was just thinking you could actually
Melanie
own
Lemon.
that identity, yeah.
Before it was Wendy Beer Shanty, Amy Winehouse's twin sister.
Oh.
But, so
Whoa! You're setting off all of my dad red flags.
And
Dad
all of
red
my-
flags are going. Wait.
And all of my
no
good
Amy-
red flags are going, yes,
No Amy
yes!
Winehouse comparisons.
it's okay. They're welcome here.
We usually do start the show not quite like this.
That's true.
This
is
is
a
now
little-
completely off the rails
We're
already.
calling this the fluid intro method.
I'm so sorry.
Mallory,
No,
thanks
no,
for coming out to
I am
talk to
just
us.
that kind of person.
Wasn't it? I think it was my fault. I started with the Covfefes, and it just went from there.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out how to do Covfefe in the Trump imitation. I don't know where the hands would go with
I think you
I'm
got
sure
it.
he'll demonstrate for us any day now.
Covfefe. Is it, I should ask you this
Yes.
though too. This has been bothering me all day. You were an English major,
I was. Yeah.
or not? What? I guess you are. Or
Yes,
what,
I
are
have.
you
I have
was,
my
or you
bachelor's
are?
in English
Right.
from Loyola.
So what would be the proper pronunciation?
I don't even when I type that word into my phone, I get red dots under that
So do
word.
I.
So I, frankly, couldn't tell you. I mean, I suppose my concentration in English was medieval literature, so we could make it some grandiose thing.
Medieval literature.
Oh
Maybe-
yeah,
Well, then it really seems like if anybody would know what it would mean,
it would be me.
it would be you.
I feel like I've just let you down now.
Yeah, a little bit. We might as well
Covfefe.
say
Let's just dwell on that for a second.
In any event, we should probably say Covfefe to Mark Yoder, who is over here behind the controls at iMaster Studios. I said Covfefe already to you,
You
right,
did,
Nate?
yes,
Okay.
and I really appreciate
We
it.
have the interns, Tim, and the Glintern is back, Sam, and Covfefe to both of them. So what should we do? Should we just go ahead? Should we
Well,
talk about?
I think it's fair to point out, that we do have an interview coming up soon again. Another one.
Oh my God,
I know. It's like the
this is
business.
becoming exhausting.
It is. I am tired, but
Yeah.
not tired of interviewing awesome artists.
Right, that's true.
And this is one we've been trying to kind of have for a while, too.
Which one's that?
The 13 Monsters.
Oh yeah, that keeps falling through.
But we're going to make it happen this time.
This time, June 10th.
June 10th, that's right. It's finalized. And I think you have a mini interview being released here, don't you?
I'm trying. Wait, which one?
You're talking about the one with our compadre Eric.
With Eric,
From 1
with
p.m.
Eric Foot, we're going to release that soon, and then I'm also scheduling for a Skype-in interview with a band from West Virginia first, I believe, is the first one.
Right.
And so I'm doing that next week at some point. So that's good, too, because it's kind of expanding our reach to other areas.
Absolutely. On back in the studio, though, we're going to have Drown the Sea, June 15th, currently scheduled.
That's right.
And-
True.
And then we also are going to have June 29th with Stereo Violet. And wow, we're pushed all the way out to July now.
We are.
July 15th with Kai Anderson and the Pickups.
You know
coming
them.
up next.
I do know them.
They're pretty cool.
Friend
They're
connection.
wonderful people.
I saw them play at the Vine. Now, of course, I know that nobody's ever going to be allowed to play at the Vine again. There's only one artist allowed to play at the Vine now.
Yeah, no.
It's
We don't
only-
want to talk
it's
about what
only
happens
you.
to people when they try to
That's
you know,
right. We're, yeah.
get up in my territory.
Look out.
I'm very territorial, obviously, and the Vine
This
is like
might be the first interview where I felt a little intimidated right out of the bat.
You
Just
should, man.
the implicit
Oh my
violence.
goodness.
And, you know, I mean,
I guess you could say that I am implicitly violent.
Yeah, you seem so
well, I'm
violent.
glad, I'm glad
yeah,
that
you
You
know.
really
it.
seem, total
It's more
violence.
like I feel like it's a sonic
Oh.
violence having listened to your music.
It's like a facade. It's a
is that just your mask then?
like a don't fuck with me facade sort
Fair
of
enough.
thing. Yeah.
We all have to have our defenses.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? So, Mallory Lennon, you're in the studio with us today.
Well,
thank you for coming.
Thank
number
you for
one.
having me.
My my story about you, first time I ever ran into you playing, was at the Vine. Now that I think about
Oh,
it.
no, wait. Which one?
So, and I was at the Vine, and I walked in with my wife, and after a long week of kids and work and responsibility, we were just gonna go in and unwind with a couple of glasses of wine and talk a little bit. I figured we'd just talk a little bit, and then we walked in, and I was like, "Oh no, there's a band playing," because then it means we can't talk. That was what was in my head. But then Leather Pants Mallory started.
Was I wearing leather
You were
pants?
wearing leather pants and you started singing. And I was like, holy shit, where did this girl come from? This is amazing. This is the greatest music I've ever heard. I've heard lots of singers.
So I get a phone call,
Oh my god.
kind of recapping this. He goes, "Nate, you got to go listen to this right now, right."
So
now.
yeah,
He
I've
was
been
very worked
and,
up.
And so then I found Honey Spine on Spotify, and I was like, you gotta listen to this. You gotta listen to this. You gotta listen to this. Like everybody I'd run into. You gotta listen to this. I mean, listen to this. Listen. And so just thank you for coming in. Big fan. So I
Thank
know
you.
It's kind of weird, but still.
Am
huge
I
fan.
intimidating you still?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's kind of Plus, you got 2,400 Facebook likes. Holy
That's like-
cow! That's amazing.
That's
Thank
a large
you.
factor of more than ours.
Yeah. So, thank you for coming in.
Of course. Of course.
So, one of the things that I noticed was that that a lot of times people describe your voice. They want to try to describe your voice. How do you describe your voice, first of all?
I describe my voice in a multitude of different ways. To be honest with you, I try to not describe it too much because I feel like a lot of times when people try to, add keywords to what they do, it sometimes filters it in a way that, doesn't allow as many people to reach their music as possible.
Sure.
But when I do, I try to describe it as like sultry, swampy, rusty,
Smoky,
whiskey fueled,
whiskey fuel.
sexual. I want to make love to the eardrums of as many people as I possibly can. There
Works for me.
are no children involved in that. It's great.
Right, exactly. It works for me. So then, what's going on? So then, was that with the with some of the people that talk about you online, they use the word siren. I saw that a couple of times, and I was like, that's a
Wow.
weird word to use.
Well, by definition, a siren is somebody who pulls people in with their song and kills them.
Yeah.
So I think I actually kind of like this. I think this is really.
She's gonna own that one. For
Fit.
sure.
I'm gonna own it. Yes,
We went from
absolutely.
lemon to siren. I'm happy you're
Mallory
even
siren.
with your newest identity.
Just
I was-
siren,
I
no
think that's
Mallory.
a funny word to use because it, like, there's this connotation that, it's going to bring somebody to their doom. It brings somebody to their end. And
Yeah.
I thought that whenever I see that word pop up describing, women singers, I'm just kind of like, I'm always like put off a little bit by that term. But you're obviously not. You're totally comfortable with it.
No, I think that, from my standpoint, I sort of see it as like people are going to be so excited that it brings death to any other music that they want to listen to. So it's like, just listen to me and my song. I'm not that egotistical. I do have quite a bit of an ego, but it's not that big.
So I want to read something to you that I found. You ready?
Oh boy.
This
I'm
is dated.
so ready.
This is dated January 25th, 2007.
Oh my. I'm a little frightened.
It was from Reuters. You know about this?
Oh my.
You do now.
I do.
Take 14-year-old Mallory of
Hey.
Lindenhurst, Illinois. She missed out on even trying to get into American Idol as contestants have to be aged 16 plus to enter the contest. You were 14 at the time or something like
I
that.
was.
And you were complaining that
Graduating 8th grade.
totally unfair.
So unfair.
What the hell is going on in your life that at 14 years old you're talking to Reuters?
They called
one?
me first and foremost.
That's amazing.
It was weird. I think that, looking in hindsight, like now I have this very strange view about shows that like turn people into overnight superstars. It's so unnatural and uneasy to me, like the idea of auditioning for anything like that now, which I have in the past, and it was, I don't know, it just made me very uneasy. But yeah, when I was a kid, I had already sang at Carnegie Hall in that point and just was, so like full of my ability, which I could not sing that well when I was 14. I could sing classical music, but I had a really fucking nasally voice. I wasn't just like just this little beanpole 14-year-old kid that was like, bitch, get out of the way. Like I got shit to do right now. So yeah, no, talking to Reuters, I was bummed that I couldn't audition for American Idol and be like Clay Aiken, my hero at the time.
Clay Aiken.
Clay Aiken, guys.
Wow, I haven't.
What a talent.
Let's all applaud my wonderful taste in music at 14.
So that was the golf clap.
I feel really aged. You were 14 when Clay Aiken hit the waves.
I was younger than that, but I was still like,
But what caught my what so then I'm thinking to myself, this is the way my head works. It's like, because I remembered then when I was talking to you on the phone, you had made some kind of comment, like just kind of offhanded comment about like, oh yeah, I'm old hand at this interview shit, and I was like going, she's old hand at this interview shit, and I'm
What
like
does that
going,
mean?
where else are there interviews? And I'm like, oh my god, at 14 years old you're giving interviews.
yeah,
That's kind of weird.
with Reuters.
What? Yeah, it's just Reuters.
No biggie.
That's some small time thing.
Fake
right?
news.
Yeah, fake news.
It's fake news.
Hugely fake news.
So, what was it? So, if at 14 you're giving interviews to Reuters, so when are you really starting to get up in front of people and like performing in some way?
I had always performed since I started taking music lessons, which was about the age of 7. That was when I started taking piano lessons, and every couple of months, the academy where I took lessons in Grayslake, the Craven Academy of Performing Arts,
I remember.
we would have recitals. And so people would gather in the pews of whatever church we were having these recitals at, and I would get on stage and sing music. And that was that. And then 8 years old, I went to Carnegie Hall with that same group of people. It was me and 3 other singers and then like 50 keyboard players, so piano.
Okay.
And we played there. And after that, I think that was when I really knew that I just felt very comfortable playing the part of a musician. And
That's an interesting way to
being
put it.
being
Okay.
encompassed in that lifestyle. And, around the age of 14, 15, that was when I really started getting into bands and playing at little coffee shops. I'm sure you remember when Something's Brewing was Grinders.
Yes.
That was my first like official gig when I was 14. We played on that tiny little slab of concrete that's
Wow.
right outside of that building. Me and a bunch of older gentlemen, if you will.
She was being kind.
Old
she,
dudes.
she was going to say old people, and then she looked at us.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
I better
oh my
sign
God, they're so
Well.
old. Be careful here.
No. And that's when it really all took off for me. I feel this very strange sense of comfortability being on stage. Like normally in person, I it's not that I'm shy, but I'm tremendously introverted. I can talk to anybody, but I don't really enjoy
I'm
it.
going to tell you something. I believe you that you're introverted, okay? But I bet you a lot of people don't believe you when
They
you say
don't.
it. Because you know what? Same thing with me. I tell people all the time I'm introverted, and they're like, no, you're not. You get up there and, and I'm like, yeah, but that's like, a lot of times it's like you're playing a part or something. It's more
Exactly.
like you're, I don't need a lot of social interaction necessarily to make me happy, and so
Right.
I'm totally fine sitting there, strumming on my guitar. I don't need to interact with somebody.
My like perfect day is sitting on my couch, listening to my Miles Davis records with a glass of scotch. That's my. I'm a big fan of Johnny Walker.
So you're actually a 63-year-old man, is what you're
Yes.
saying.
I am so happy somebody finally understands me. Thank you. Yes. No, that's exactly it. Precisely.
That's odd and cool at the same time. But the point is like it's something that's just who you are, and
Yes.
you're comfortable doing that.
Absolutely. I think the difference, or really the real question that boils down when you're, figuring out if you're introverted or extroverted is not whether you're able to talk to people, but if you enjoy it.
Mhm.
And I don't really care to like socialize all too much if I don't have to.
Right.
So
Well, and it's like small group socialization is fun sometimes.
Sure.
Right? Because it's like, I don't know. It's easy to get a good conversation going, blah, blah, blah. But then, yeah, it's big crowds of people hanging around. And
especially ones that want to do like small talk.
yeah.
Oh man, did you see the sun today?
No, really? Was the sun up?
I don't know. I
How,
don't know.
I don't recall. that.
Okay, so Nate's starting to hit me on the knee, and that either means that he wants me to go into the bathroom with him, or
Oh,
it means that that it's time for Mallory. Please, Mallory, will you please do a song?
Yes,
Thank
I
you so
will.
much.
I will do a song.
Okay, you're good.
I need my
Glenn
my
turn. Glenn turn. Get the guitar for her.
I can get
She's
it.
a superstar.
Unless you want to bring it. I'm
Yeah,
in a.
you
I'm in a
don't.
really.
Come
He
on,
does.
I'm in a.
Glenn
Come
turn.
on.
No, he needs to do something. There you go. Okay,
Good
thank
job.
you, Glenn
Good
turn.
job.
Oh my gosh.
And Tim,
You are
Tim,
degrading him.
Make sure you get the guitar on when she's done. Okay.
Got to put them to work.
Yeah.
I am so sorry that I just set them up to degrade you. I feel like a total douchebag right now, to be honest.
You are an enabler.
I am
an
I am an
accessory.
enabler.
You have no idea how much I'm going to torture the interns. So
We're just getting started.
You
Yeah,
should
we're
have told
just
me. I have tons of glitter at my house. It's not getting used. Okay, next time we'll just throw glitter.
okay.
around.
So what song are you going to do?
I'm gonna start with the one that you heard first, Honey Spine, if that's all right.
That is
Now you get like a
totally cool
nice
with me.
live, like chill acoustic version of it.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, that's what I'll start with then. Irish eyes and a whiskey smile, intellect that could drive me wild. Hey, would that be all I want? Is your honey spine. Well, up and down on Milky Roads, hey, yours is the only one I want to know. So I walk on thumbs just to know that road a million times. Well, stays so I can't love you. To love a northern girl who's a little blue cheese, cherry blossom in the tail coffin that once heat up loud more kind of evening. And he's a stubborn neighbor in my back. It's a night I stumble and fall, but he's still stealing. He's my fire, ever kind of feeling. Rolls in me like the river rolls, begging God to save my soul. Daddy, your honey's a dime, a wicked my Lord. Lose ourselves to some forest space. Forget about the good love, forget about grace, and find each other out in the time. Well, the man from the east says so I can't go wrong. To love a northern girl who only know him in a song is a cherry blossom in the dead coffin that once hit up loud, oh, kind of evening. And he's a stubborn neighbor in my black eyes at night. I stumble and fall, but he's still stealing. He's my fire, ever kind of oh, to love a northern girl who's a little blue cheese, cherry blossom in the dead of fall that once hit up loud, oh, kind of evening. And he's a stubborn neighbor in my black eyes at night. I stumble and fall, but he still stealing. He's my fire, ever kind of feeling. There you have it, Honey Spy.
That is so good.
Thank
How'd
you.
do that? That's no fair.
I wrote it, well, I can't tell you who I wrote it about, but it came from a place of overwhelming love for another human being. And I don't really mean in like a like a horribly romantic sense. I mean, I do love this person, like, but like, just like that feeling of like, even if you know that you're not going to be with that person for the rest of your life, the fact that they're happy makes you all the more in love with them. And just watching them like smile and like be who they are. I know that sounds so cheesy. I swear to God, I am not a romantic, but I'm not.
It's totally okay to be romantic, isn't it?
No. You're killing my street cred here. No. When you just really want that other person to be happy, and when you can genuinely see that where they're at in their life makes them feel good and happy, you know.
You see, I get amazed at like what you're even doing vocally. You know, it's like I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know.
I mean, that's
like
Thanks.
so cool.
Thank
and
you.
being a vocalist myself, every time, especially when we have...
after Mallory
No,
gets
I'm
done
not
singing, you're not a vocalist anymore. I'm sorry.
I'm well
Oh,
aware.
that's
Thank
so-
you.
No,
No.
you're
I
longer
had my
vocalist.
illusions shattered the second episode of this. Okay, it was destroyed.
You're
So
not like
there's
physically
no
violent,
pride.
but you're a soul puncher.
You know
That's
what?
right.
She's
You are
right.
a soul puncher.
She's right.
I think
She's
we're
right.
gonna be good friends.
She's a hurtful. You're both hurtful. But no, you know what?
Yeah, because I'll keep praising you and then punching everybody else's soul.
You've stolen all of my kudos. I can't be okay. No, I mean,
Oh my
and
God.
I
We
always
need an
hesitate.
intern here to get her guitar back. Put it back on the
Oh my
wall.
God.
Well, you know, Mallory, it's funny because in these interviews, and particularly
Thank you
with
so much. You are so appreciated and loved, and
you were the best cared for roadies ever, Lynn Turner.
What
Oh
is
my God.
No,
That is so
a
funny.
lot of the vocal technique she's using is it's that fade in and out, getting down into the more guttural area of the voice to kind of. I mean, it's a really impressive technique. And
I use my
it's-
guts.
Yeah, you do.
I'm just-
It
And where'd you learn
really
how to do
imparts
that?
feeling?
It just took time.
Mm-hmm.
It just took time of me.
Has there been an artist that kind of influenced your style more than others?
I know what you're trying to get me to say, and
I'm not gonna say
I'm
it.
not gonna fucking say it.
Fine, don't. We'll
Yeah.
go on to the next question. I'm
No,
totally fine with that.
No. It's quite all right. No, there's quite a few artists that have influenced me. Amy Winehouse is, one of those people. Nina Simone, really those big, sultry jazz voices get me every time.
Right.
Nina Simone, Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, and then Amy Winehouse. She's all right. She's cool. But I'm honestly.
I already did my whole thing about setting off my dad red flags, about Amy Winehouse. So.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. She's topic of discussion. It's okay.
But I guess wow. Now which way do I go? I'm gonna go this way first. You write a song. Honey Spine doesn't seem to necessarily though. Honey Spine is not at all it's not dark at all. Like you said, it's
Shocking.
right.
I know.
It's really I think just it's so well written. I like the idea, the fact that you come up with this word, honey spine. Had you ever heard that word before?
No, to be totally frank with you, I am an overtly sexual person.
I wasn't.
And I
gonna,
thought
I wa-
about what it would be like to have like this person that I wrote this song about, like licking honey off of me.
Oh, well, I thought maybe the honey spine was the penis.
I mean that too.
Yeah.
But,
so that's
you
where
know.
I thought it was going. But
I was trying to be nice.
but what's the?
Why?
We already got an explicit rating. You can say penis. You can pretty much say whatever you want at this point. The
Should I call it like honey dick or something
yeah,
like
there
that?
you go. That's fine. Okay.
Honey peen.
Honey peen.
Yeah, that.
I think the euphemism is better. It's,
Yeah,
a
no,
little-
it's,
little more imaginative.
There's definitely
Well, then-
multiple
then that
sides
gets- that
too.
gets into that whole other thing too. It's like I think that there's casual listeners, and then there are careful listeners, and we were talking a little bit about this whole idea of like getting into subtext, right?
Sure.
And Jurassic Park is not about dinosaurs. Jurassic Park is about
It's not?
Dr. Grant's fear of becoming a father.
Or it's about dinosaurs.
No, that's
I
why.
think it's
That's
about
why.
dinosaurs.
That's why Jurassic Park is so good, is because it's actually about Dr. Grant's fear of becoming a father.
I feel like
True.
it's also
the dinosaur being in between the kids. When the first time you see the T-Rex and it's in between the kids and him, it's because it's symbolic of fatherhood and him having to cross that line to cross the line of the dinosaur to become those kids' father.
I bet you'd make
I
an
had a-
excellent attorney. I feel like
Thank
you're
you.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
I had a totally different takeaway from that movie.
But the well, yeah, you just saw the dinosaurs. But that gets to this whole idea of the, like, of subtext, right? And when you write a song like Honey Spine, there's an implication, I guess, right? But
There
to
is.
to the casual listener, they're probably not going to hear it. They're going to hear just great vocals, and they'll hear what you're doing. The song sounds so amazing and everything else, and they lose some of that what might be the actual meaning of the song.
Right. Honey Spine definitely has very sexual implications if you listen, I don't think you have to listen that closely to realize that there are sexual implications in that song, but I'm not shocked that you got the penis reference, but
Well, I think everything's got to do with the penis, pretty much. That's kind of
Definitely.
Yeah. So.
definitely.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at your.
It all
your-
comes
remember
back
what I
to
said-
the penis.
Remember what I said in episode 2 about Walt Whitman?
You did. You called that pretty well.
So what is? I'm starting to feel like I'm James Lipton now from inside the Actors Studio. What is your origin story, Mallory Lennon?
My
All
origin
great
story.
artists have an origin story. Jewel, perfect example. Jewel, living in her car, playing coffee shops, coming from Alaska. There's these almost superhero-like stories of like folk singers. Do you have an origin story?
I suppose I do. I mean, everybody comes from somewhere.
Right.
No. Yeah. No. Definitely. I completely do. So my parents became divorced when I was very young. I was like 5 years old, I believe, when they split, which in my opinion is completely for the better. My mom. In this instance, my mom is like the superhero in this story.
Okay.
She worked 3 jobs for me to be able to take lessons. Stopped at nothing because she saw that there was this one thing that I really, really loved. I've always struggled with acceptance of myself. I accept others very, very willingly, which has gotten me into trouble more often than not. But with myself, I've always seen myself as this sort of like inferior being and not really understanding what my purpose in this life was. I don't really believe in an afterlife or any religious context to my life, but I do believe that we have this option to leave a legacy of sorts. And the only thing that I've ever really found myself so compelled and happy with myself with is music.
So then that kind of leads me to this question that I tend to ask at the end of interviews, but it's perfect here. How do you measure success for what you're doing? You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, because some people
do you
in my...
Do you even measure it?
No. The fact that I get up every morning and I write music and I play music and I can sit at my piano or my guitar for 5 hours a day and not think twice, and I'm in that moment, I am truly, genuinely, unconditionally happy. That to me is, as somebody that doesn't find themselves coming to this idea of happiness with ease, to be able to come to something and be happy in that moment with no qualm or no question is success. It's pure unadulterated happiness for me, and that's all I want in life, is just to be happy and not to be afraid of myself or anything else around me. It's just, and that's music for me.
And so then thereby you have your why also all in the same kind of wrapped up nicely. Why do you do it? It makes you happy.
Yes, I don't. This is going to sound horribly morbid. We talked about this. I don't know that I would still be alive. I would have started like a new club, like a 20 club or a 21 club, if it weren't for music. And that scares people to hear. Like I'm not like
Right.
off the track or anything like that. But
Well, a little maybe.
mildly, yes. But I feel that truly music has been that one thing that has made me excited about waking up in the morning. It makes me excited to learn and to be a part of this world where I am able to create. I don't know that I could exist in a world where I couldn't do that. That scares the fucking shit out of me. Not like I have these like daydreams when I'm driving in my car. Like, what if I get hit by a drunk driver? What if
that's a happy
what
thought.
what if somebody runs me over and I lose, or what if somebody shoots me in the arm and I lose power of my hands and I can't play guitar anymore? Like, I think about that stuff. It's so weird, but like the idea of not being able to use my hands or my voice to create is, I think that's really the only thing that scares me, that genuinely makes me afraid.
So when it comes to your voice, do you like take extra precautions about it? Uh-oh, did I get you?
Yeah.
A little bit, maybe?
Kind of. Sometimes. No. I try to take as nice care of my voice as possible. I when I'm not performing, I try to rest.
Uh-huh.
But it's hard when you do like 7 gigs in 5 days, which is what I did before I came here.
Right.
So now this is like technically gig number 8.
Yeah.
Sort of. But yeah, no, I use my voice a lot. I also teach music lessons, so that's no rest on my voice either. But
and hence, I saw some comments about you. You seem to have a very, very giving personality and a giving kind of lifestyle too. When it comes to, especially when it comes to music. For instance, you do some musical therapy with the VA.
yes.
For instance, I think I read a story where you were talking about maybe a student that you were teaching, and one of their parents became sick. You and the other teachers got together and raised the money for the lessons.
Yeah, so one of my voice students, her mom was diagnosed with cancer. And the dad expressed to me before one of the lessons that his main priority, other than taking care of his wife, was to make sure that his children kept that sense of normalcy in their life, that their lives went on as if their mom didn't have cancer. And so I sort of rallied up with my coworkers and some other people that I work with, and we raised the money to keep them in lessons.
That's
and
really cool. That's awesome.
You know,
But it also makes sense too, kind of with the way you were talking about your mom, helping you with your lessons, right? And
Oh, absolutely.
What she went through to make sure that you were getting lessons.
I think that all of my students and their parents know this. I would stop at no end to make sure that my students are happy, that they're safe, and that they stay in lessons. It has nothing to do with me. If they want to stop taking lessons, that voice student, for example, the one that we raised the money for, she decided that she was going to play travel soccer. And I told the parents, I'm like, if that's what makes her happy, then by all
Totally
means, go for it. My only goal for my students that are in lessons is that it fulfills them, not necessarily in the same way that it fulfilled me, but that it is fulfilling to them in some sense that makes their lives better.
And at some point in time, you're going to come across that kid who's you're going to have a huge impact on, right?
I got
That's
a couple.
kind of cool,
I have a
isn't
couple right now that are that it's. I was talking to one of them about my potential move to LA, and
you shouldn't scare your kids that way.
She was like sending me text messages. She's like, "I can't believe this. You can't leave.
You're a traitor.
You are a traitor." You would think that I stabbed her mom or something. The way she was texting me, I was like, "I'm not leaving just yet. Like you gotta take a chill pill."
I need an intern, please, because I'm going to ask Mallory to do another song.
Oh my.
Nate was tapping me on the leg again.
I was.
Again, I'm confused. Do I go to the bathroom with him?
You don't seem confused. That's.
You
That's
know,
the
I
signal.
don't
I
know.
assume
After
it's the
your
contextual.
Soul punching?
yeah, I don't know if he wants to do that unless you're like a masochist, which is
Not my style.
no,
No.
really.
What's this
I
song
mean-
going to be called?
It's the title track off of the album.
What
It's
is
called
it?
"Born in a Bad Way."
Born in a Bad Way. And when did you write this?
When did I write this? I wrote this April of 2016.
Okay. Born in a Bad Way.
Yeah, I was thinking when I wrote this song, like how I've not been a bad kid my whole life, but I've kind of had like mean mugging bad, like my thoughts are like, oh man, I'm like sick and twisted and like weird, and I'm pretty chill.
You are so like. There's like 2 Mallorys going on, isn't there?
There totally are. There
There's
are
like-
2 of me that exist
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
There's
how
like
do we
crazy, kinky, scary Mallory, and then there's like sweet little like, oh, there's Mal. Like she's so sweet. She's so nice.
It's so cool.
Well, you guys will be the second people to like just be in a room with me playing this song. The first person before you was Randy Jackson. He heard this song, and I flew out to LA and performed this for him in a very similar situation
Really?
to this. But we were at the Chateau Marmont in Los Angeles, in West Hollywood. And I was like, oh man, Jim Morrison used to hang out here, and Father John Misty hangs out here. And it was very cool. So there you have some backstory. So here it is.
It's a cold day in the autumn before the dawn age barely broke. From a hollow cave I corrupt, and from silence I hey, something hard inside to try and ease the pain. Oh, I've been born in a bad way. This place is a little darker than I imagined it could be. I'll howl and just release me, Lord, from that line on carnal greed. It took a toll to hold me, and rock away the pain. Oh, baby, I've been born in a bad way. Your arms, well, they've been taken by 2 children and a wife. But the broken man inside you, Lord, still cuts me like a knife. So let it hold me so wholly and leave there with the blame. Oh, baby, I've been born in a bad way. One day I'll leave this world the same way that I came. Back to the hollow cave I go with all my dying shame. Hey, drag to the kill me, Lord, and leave there with the blame. Oh, baby, I've been born in a bad way. Oh, ooh, I've been born in a bad way. I've been born in a bad way.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Your typical little blues
I feel
number.
like I need a drink now. Why do I feel like I need a
You
drink
gave
now?
me a beer, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna cheers
Holy
you. Cheers.
My God, that was fabulous.
Mm,
Mallory.
thank you. You should hear like the real version with all the cool instruments and everything.
Am I going to hear
and-
it soon?
Very. Maybe I'll even be nice and send you like a sneak peek because
Oh,
Yes.
I like you guys a little tiny bit.
That is so, love it.
Mhm.
So you have an album coming out,
I do.
and it's called,
Born in a Bad Way.
and when is it coming out?
See, that I can't tell you
It's a secret?
because I'm pulling a Beyonce.
Whoa.
And I'm just going to be like, bam, here it is, guys.
Hey, look,
Drop.
look what I
Mic
found.
drop.
Who came up with that word drop for recording for an album?
Somebody cooler than
Well,
me.
You know,
Yeah, I
you
wonder
used,
where that
to, you
came
used
from.
to drop a needle onto. I don't know if you're
Drop the
familiar with
needle?
vinyl.
I am familiar with vinyl.
I don't know if you ever used that technology.
I've used that technology. I've got this old record player I brought back to life.
Well,
does.
our album is actually coming out on vinyl, so
Is
it's
it
gonna
really?
be yes.
Oh, totally cool.
I am a huge sucker for vinyl. I collect it religiously. I think that's the only thing I do religiously,
Nice.
other than smoke weed. Am I allowed to say that? Is that a thing I'm allowed to say?
You can say whatever you want to say.
Can I play the fifth?
I think it
Not
might be a
after-
little bit late.
Is
It's
it
a
late?
little
Is
late.
it a
Supposed
little
to-
late for that?
Yeah, you're supposed to. You see, somebody's supposed to ask you that question, and then you take
Right.
the fifth.
Right.
Oh, right.
You don't
That's how
just
it works.
volunteer it and then go, I take the
Oh, I'm sure I smoke weed. I played the fifth.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, no, that's how it-
You kind of did it backwards.
That's how it works in my head. It's like, but it's okay. It's all right.
But so you have that album coming out. What else do you got going on right now?
Oh man, so many different things. So I am playing a residency at no other than the Vine every Wednesday from 5 to 9. I'll be out on the patio during the farmers market
Oh, that's cool.
playing some tunes. Other than that, we're just gigging all over the place. We were just featured in Relics magazine that came out yesterday, which is incredibly cool to be featured amongst some of my heroes.
That is neat.
Yeah. So our song Honey Spine is on a download card with like Fleet Foxes and Yonder Mountain String
Get
Band.
out, really.
So
That's
we're in
cool.
we're in really good company, which
That's
is
awesome.
fantastic.
Well,
Yeah.
let me help Mallory out. We do have a list of her upcoming gigs. Let me help you out here. Right?
Hit it.
We got Friday, June 2nd, Rugen's Wine Bar, Nanny.
Yes.
Have you played there before?
Oh yes.
Do, you,
I've been playing there
do
for
they just pay you in
years.
wine?
No. They pay me in scotch.
That's the more
no,
upscale
no,
payment.
no. They pay me well there, and they also feed my 63-year-old man that lives inside of me. He's like, "What about me?"
Yeah.
So
I mean, he's got to drink the scotch.
Well, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
He like fuels my voice, so I have to like take care of him. It's okay.
Well, and then
So it's good Mallory, bad Mallory,
And old Mallory.
and 63-year-old man Mallory.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
We call him Malort.
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 Okay.
It's like 2 letters off from my name, so he might as well be Malort.
yeah.
Like nobody likes him really, but everybody hangs out with him because their friends are doing it.
It's
So
kind of a package deal, right?
yeah, exactly. You totally got it.
I get it. You're also at the Vine again, the 3rd, the 7th, and the 14th.
Yes.
That's what I've got here, anyways. And then June 16th at the Chill Martini and Wine Bar
Yes.
in Lake Villa. Then I also have a note here that you have shows all the way through the end of September.
I actually have shows
You're
all the way
booked
through
out.
the middle of October now. So
We're
no
behind.
weekends off.
You are super busy.
In demand is how I like to look at it. Because if I say I'm busy, then I feel like I'm like,
Okay.
oh, I'm so busy.
In Demand definitely has the smell of success,
Yeah,
whereas
it does.
busy sounds
Busy
like
sounds like-
I'm really
That's
unhappy
success.
about it.
That's
yes.
success to me, being in demand. No.
The we were talking a little bit before when we were talking about the phone. We were talking on the phone. We were talking about your. I'm getting off the mic. We were talking about Chris Cornell,
Yes,
and
we were.
Chris Cornell. You miss Chris Cornell.
I miss him a lot. I think that I'm in really good company when I say that. I miss him terribly. And his music, the fact that there's not going to be any new music from him is like it's a scary thought.
It is. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, he was amazingly talented. But now you've got 2, Mallory. You got 2 strikes. You got
Don't
Amy
look-
Winehouse
don't look at me.
and Chris Cornell. Do you think that there's something to pain causing good songwriting?
Yes, unfortunately. I think that artists get lumped in that category often, and I don't think artists are purely fueled on pain. Honey Spine was like a one-off happy song for me, but it was still from a place of love and happiness. But unfortunately, I think that a lot of really beautiful music that touches other people stems from the pain and suffering of another person. And when I think about my own approach to writing songs that are more sorrowful, I project my pain into them in the hope that somebody will be able to cling to it. And that's the thing that makes me so very, very sad about Chris, is that I very much looked up to him in a lot of ways, but in a sense, he also helped me stay alive in a lot of ways. I looked at this man and I listened to this man's music, and I felt his struggle, and through that felt that he was going through similar things that I go through on a daily basis: depression, anxiety, this overwhelming sense of, is this enough? And the fact that he was able to get through that with his music was very inspiring to me. And then he fell to those things. So watching somebody you really admire fall to the same or succumb to the same things that you struggle with on a daily basis it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's very scary, because you wonder at some point, will I ever succumb to these things? And I would hope not. And I hope that a lot of people do find solace in my music. And that's really, I know that I still find a lot of solace in Chris's music, and will always value his legacy and the role that he played in the music community.
So much of his music feels timeless.
I think it always will.
Yeah, it's really just, it was fabulous.
Yeah.
And now we're going to completely switch gears. We're going to get a question from our intern.
Oh, boy.
This is Tim. This is intern Tim. This is his first question.
Hi, Tim.
Should I grab the guitar first?
Yeah,
Oh,
please grab the
you
guitar
are
first.
love. Look at you. Oh.
Proactive interning.
You see, he learned.
I did.
All it took was a couple of times yelling at him.
A couple times of soul punching him.
Exactly. Like 2, right? So
Yeah.
Tim now is going to do a question from the intern. I'm told that all of these questions are well thought out, and I'm not sure any of them have been yet. So here we go. Tim, talking to that mic, nice and close.
All right. So my question for you is, so I have a band, and I play in with just like a couple of friends in one of our friends' basement, and we have a problem that I think you could help us out with. We've been thinking for like months, and we can't think of any good band names. So if you have any ideas.
Band names? Your question was, you had Mallory Lennon sitting here, and your question was, can I have a band name?
Can I ask
Yes.
you what the style of music your band plays is?
We play like alternative rock kind of stuff.
I got it.
mostly.
I got
You
it. It's the name of a beer, one of my favorite beers. You should be Voodoo Ranger. And that's it.
Voodoo Ranger.
That's all I can
like
say
it.
about
Actually, that's not bad.
Voodoo Ranger. You can count on me.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Now
Thank
get
you.
out of here.
Voodoo Ranger, seriously. Don't forget
I
it.
felt like that was a really well thought out question. Actually, I mean, I know
was-
you don't want it to
it
be
felt
a well thought
heartfelt.
out question. I get it. But I mean, instantly, Voodoo Ranger out
Voodoo
of
Ranger.
nowhere.
To be honest, I was performing at a festival this weekend, and my best friend in the whole world, her name is Caitlin. She and her uncle were there. We're kind of like a posse, but she doesn't really drink beer. So when we went on an alcohol run, he was like, "Caitlin and Mallory, get beer, but Caitlin, you don't get to pick it out. It has to be Mallory." So I picked out this beer, Voodoo Ranger, because it was an IPA, and I was like, "Oh, Voodoo Ranger. I think I'm gonna like name my kid that someday."
That's too funny.
If I was married to Frank Zappa, that would be.
So my
The child's name.
internet stalking went to new levels,
Oh God.
and I found the 10 things that you want to accomplish on a like some type of it was like some type of presentation you gave. Do you remember this?
How long ago was it? What was the date?
2014.
Where was I? I was graduating college in 2014. Interesting. Okay, let's hear it.
You want? No, come on. No, I wanted to hear what you think they were. You had 10 of them.
Wow.
Well,
I
for my research in 2014, you were pretty busy. I mean, YOU.
No,
was,
not busy.
YOU
You were
was
in
posted
demand.
on-
I was
on
in-
YouTube.
I was in
Oh, that's right,
demand.
in demand.
She was in
Apologies.
demand.
You
what
were
did
in
I want to
demand.
accomplish? Oh man. Wow. I was
remember?
like I was riding through life. I'm like college.
Because
like, doing
I
work.
also found a presentation you did about some kind of medieval concept in literature. I thought I wrote it
Bet
down.
it was pretty great, wasn't
yeah,
it?
was. I read it, and I was like, my God, this is boring.
I'm not gonna lie, you're kind of a dick. I like you a lot, but yes. I mean, what do you want from me?
Well, listen, I'm a lawyer. Of course, I'm kind of a dick.
You're kind of boring then if you're a lawyer. Come on, you had to defend mopey people.
Well, you don't have to defend them. So
But
you had
you
10
should.
Want me to give you a hint?
Yes,
You had one. One was to travel to Croatia.
I do love the idea of going there. The coast there is so beautiful. I didn't know that was. I think it's changed now.
My daughter was just in Croatia.
Oh, was that? Oh, the
She
hat.
brought me back this hat.
Wait, did
which
I
is so
really
fun.
write that on there?
You wrote, yeah, because do you have family or something from Croatia?
No, I
Then
don't.
maybe this is the wrong. Maybe this is the wrong Mallory.
wrong
Wait, no, you gotta read the rest of them. We gotta
Okay,
know.
wait, wait.
I gotta know if this is me.
Okay.
Okay, let's hear it. Lay it on me.
Study Buddhism.
I did that. So yes, we can check that off the list.
Write a novel.
I am 25 pages from being done with my
So
first.
this was
book.
you.
That
Gotta
was
be your
me.
list.
Travel with Charity Pot.
Oh my gosh. Okay, funny story. So so when I was in college, I worked for Lush Cosmetics, which is a vegan and vegetarian bath company. We sell, the bath
Ooh.
bombs. But the section of the
I love
company,
bath bombs.
I also love bath
I
bombs.
have no idea what a bath bomb is.
It is a great ball of bicarb that is infused with essential oils you throw in your bathtub.
Essential oils.
Essential
Better
oils.
than non-essential.
Yes, better than non-essential. No, but they had this lotion called Charity Pot. And Charity Pot goes all over the world and helps grassroots charities, and all the money from this goes to those grassroots charities.
Money from a bath bomb goes to
No,
charity?
the lotion. The
Oh.
lotion.
Oh, that's completely
Charity Pot.
Charity Pot. Okay.
It's not like I'm giving people my pot for charity. No.
Whatever. Okay.
Next one.
Let's see. Learn to cook. You had that because you're a vegan and you didn't know how to cook. So that was on the list. See, this is you.
LOL is all I have to say to that.
So
one.
how is becoming a yoga instructor going for you?
Terribly. Was that also? I was a really different individual then.
Isn't this amazing?
Yeah.
You wanted to meet Bob Weir and Phil Lush?
I used to play in a Grateful Dead tribute band, so
would make
that
sense.
one still rings true. I have not met them yet, but it's on the list.
You wanted to tour the world with your music. Obviously.
Be in demand,
Duh.
Totally.
And then we got two more.
Oh boy.
And the first one I thought was the most unusual. And then the last one I'm going to bring up I actually thought was a great idea. So, you wanted to go to the Singapore Zoo. I was like, who wants to go to the Singapore Zoo?
You can swim with otters there. And
Oh! You can swim with otters at someplace in California.
Yeah, now, but then you couldn't.
Oh, I see. It was the only place you could swim with
so
otters?
it's like kind of a big deal.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had no idea that
Now
you
you
had
know.
So when did you start with the otter fetish? That's kind of,
I don't think that's a
odd.
fetish. I wouldn't call it a
I
fetish.
think Rich needs to be reminded of what.
No,
a
I
fetish
think that
actually
what else
is.
would it be? Yeah. And then the other one was actually a good idea. You wanted to start a coffee shop that was also a music studio, so the students would have some place to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That is
idea.
something that is actually in the works
it
currently.
really?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. I can't tell you my name idea because this name, the fact that
Don't
nobody
worry,
has.
I'll figure it out and steal it.
No, you won't.
It's called internet stalking, and I seem to be pretty good at it.
I think my
so-
my like what I want to do now with my life is so like yoga instructor. What I mean I'm.
You were showing us your
I'm-
bum before. If
I-
I remember,
I was
correctly.
shaking my bum at that camera right,
Right.
there. I was
Well,
adjusting my jeans.
I
Yes,
seem to
true
remember
story.
thinking that I was kind of in the line of you.
You got the bum shot.
I did get the bum shot.
I'm flexible. Don't get me wrong, but it has nothing to do
Now
with
I'm
yoga.
even more interested.
Good, you gotta
We're
leave
gonna
him
need
wanting
a
something
We're gonna
more.
need a second interview.
Yeah, we'll need at least a second interview.
Okay.
So after you return, I guess this summer after you return from the Singapore Zoo, what are you doing
Right.
then?
Well, I'm going to Taormina, Sicily, in 3 weeks
Oh, that's pretty cool.
with my mother, which will be wonderful.
And then you're gonna fly back every Wednesday to play at the Vine.
No, I'm going there for a week. We're going to see Eddie Vedder
Nice.
perform at the Greek Theater, and then I'm coming home, unfortunately, to continue my reign, my reign
Back
Why
of
would that
power
be unfortunate?
at the
Well, that's
Vine.
her reality, everyday reality. So.
Yeah, I mean, don't get
No,
me wrong, I love playing music, but you know,
Well, I gotta tell you something. You are so good.
thank you.
Yeah, don't stop for sure. Keep
You
playing.
are so not helping my ego right now at all. Like my hat's getting tighter. I can feel it.
Give me just a couple more minutes, and I will soul punch you, and then you bring you right back down.
Take you right back down.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
So I think we're gonna wrap things up here. We have you were kind enough to provide us with a recording of a song that we're gonna play out with, and before you get a chance to talk about it, I'm just going to say, holy fucking shit!
It's a great song.
I was so when I heard it, I was like, I'm sitting there. I was on my way somewhere. I was at the office, and I was like, I was in between. I was like, I gotta listen to this song because it was you. You know, I was like, I gotta listen to Mallory's song, and so I was like, okay, and it was like it wouldn't play right away, and I wanted to download it. And I was like, and I'm looking at my watch, and then I was like, and then it came on, and I was like, and I just sat there, and I listened to it, and I'm going, holy shit. And then I wrote to you, and I said, holy shit. And, wow, it's a great song. So it's called
Smoke You Out.
And we don't need to talk about the reasons why it's called Smoke You Out.
No, we don't.
But, so how long ago did you write this one?
That was the most recent addition to the album. So I wrote that song in December of 2016, right before we went to Brooklyn to record our album in January. And I just felt that the album needed something that was really like very sassy and like in your face.
Yeah,
and that's what this song was to me. It was just like all the other songs are very submissive in nature, if you will. But I wanted a song that was like a feel good, like if I were to have a radio hit. Let's do some air quotes here.
Yeah.
This is a song I would want people to groove to.
Well, I don't know that it's radio friendly.
I mean,
you might have to radio edit.
Radio edit.
Maybe a couple.
Give it a couple years though. I mean,
I don't. I mean, I was like, I heard it and I was like, holy cow, this is so good. I would totally rock out to this.
Should I switch all the words to Covfefe? That are the bad ones? Covfefe. Covfefe.
Yes. I think that would be an excellent idea. And
I love it.
So we're gonna play out with that song. Mallory, once again, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you so much for having me.
A great conversation. It's been a lot of fun for me. I don't think it was fun for Nate. I'm pretty sure it wasn't fun for the interns, but I hope you had fun.
They got to look at my butt too.
Oh, they did. That's right. That's right.
What the
So
heck?
yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
You're welcome.
So this is Mallory Lennon with "Smoke You Out," and thanks again for coming in, Mallory.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey!
Woo!
Bragging on a quick, I flip that ounce. Now I give it to these motherfuckers by the pound. We fucking in the